It's been a week of worry. Would the Vuelta A Espana make it to Madrid? And celebration. The final Grand Tour of the season one. Individuals and teams on the verge of records. And on that note, guess who's back? We'll leave Pogačar's return until later, because at the start of the week, organisers, authorities, fans and riders were worried whether the Vuelta A Espana would make it to Madrid. The race resumed in Galicia after the second rest day, where protests over the participation of the Israel Premier Tech team amid the situation in Gaza continued. The racing itself was exciting, but just as the final climb to Castro de Herville was about to begin, with an expected breakaway battle between Basque hero Mikel Landa and Colombian comeback superstar Egan Bernal, news came through of problems up the road.
Today we will have a stage winner, but we will not go to the finish line. There will be no big climb to the finish, because at 3 kilometers before the line, there is a very big protest again. It's going to end 8Ks from the finish, ever so slightly uphill to the banner here, and Bernal is ready to go around him. Landa's there leading it out. It's Bernal who does get around him. Landa is there, Bernal up here, Bernal to the line, and it is there, but can Landa come back on him? I don't think he can, and what a moment for Egan Bernal! A Grand Tour stage winner yet again.
Whilst a delighted Bernal was receiving his prize on an improvised podium the morning after, the Riders' Union held a vote to determine what to do amid the obvious concerns for rider safety. The message, for now, was race on.
On this final climb, with the gradients that we've got, it's got to be man against man.
They were attacking quite hard, and I knew it was not a sustainable pace for them, so I just put my pace, and I knew I would get them quick.
This is where the truth will out. This is a tough, tough mountain.
You know, we're racing for the podium, that's the main goal.
Pellizzari trying to break his duck.
I didn't have the very best day. Hopefully I can do well tomorrow.
A new Grand Tour stage-winning star is born. His name is Giulio Pellizzari. Pidcock going for bonus seconds, and look how well he's defending it.
A lovely moment for young Italian Giulio Pellizzari, taking a first ever win, while the rest of the favourites battled each other and the wind. Next was supposed to be a 28-kilometre test against the clock. However, with yet more mounting security concerns, this time in Valladolid, the TT distance was changed for safety. This meant that only the 1971 Vuelta had less individual time trial kilometres. This time, it would just be 12.2 Ks. There would have been riders happier with the reduction, others disappointed, but they all had to perform regardless.
The next quarter of an hour will tell us whether tomorrow might be the scene for the start of a late GC showdown. And now it's time to let the legs do the talking. This is the most important time trial of Tom Pidcock's road career.
I think that was probably my best ever time trial, looking at the numbers I'll do.
João Almeida time. He has always beaten Jonas Vingegaard when it's been a flat parkour. Jonas Vingegaard is underway.
Yeah, this video was not the 27K, but it is what it is.
Tom Pidcock adds to his lead in third place. João Almeida will put in a brilliant ride against the clock.
I'm still in the lead with 2 stages left, so yeah, it will be 2 hard days, but we need to keep the focus.
Day 19 started with the gap between the first and second down to 40 seconds. The route connected one of the famous winemaking areas, Rueda, with the centre of the best jamón ibérico production in Guijuelo. The stage didn't prove to be anywhere near as exquisite as the region's produce, and when an early break went from 2 riders to just 1, things slowed down. So much so that some teams, namely UAE Emirates, were caught napping at the intermediate sprint in Salamanca. This Melissa bike expertly guided race leader Vingegaard to 4 bonus seconds, with Almeida's team not even in the same TV shot. 15 nervous minutes followed in the crosswinds before things settled in to a run-in to a bunch finish.
It's Jonas Vingegaard at the front. They're looking for 3 wins from 3 big sprints for him. Pogačar now to do the leading out. Those distance signs get smaller and smaller. Turner's in the third wheel and ready to go now off the wheel of Jasper Philipsen, who's in prime position. But Mads Pedersen launches in the green. Lars there as well. And now it's time for Philipsen on the left-hand side. Almost 4 hours here. Jasper Philipsen's going. Jasper Philipsen's on the front. And on the right-hand side it's Pedersen. But nobody can do it. Silver shoes, diamond legs. It is Jasper Philipsen who wins the stage.
Diamond legs indeed. 13 days of suffering just to get that next sprint chance. Talking of chances, was there an opportunity for a comeback on the GC? The 4 bonus seconds meant that 2-time Tour winner Vingegaard was 44 seconds ahead of his closest rival Almeida with a single mountain stage to go. It was the day of destiny in the Danes' quest for a first Vuelta title.
It's the final showdown.
We will see what UAE they want to do, and then we'll take a decision from there.
Vingegaard has to defend. 44 seconds. There is no tomorrow.
Today I felt better than the previous mountain top finishes.
This is hellish.
At one point I just decided now I'm gonna try.
Jonas Vingegaard riding away from the competition.
The last few 100 meters was also incredibly hard.
No regrets. We did what we could. Congrats to Jonas, he was super strong.
What about Tom Pidcock? Pidcock picks up the British GC baton, a podium in a Grand Tour.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say to be honest, I'm pretty proud of myself. I think it's definitely the biggest performance of my career.
And Jonas Vingegaard finishes the job. In Madrid tomorrow, the red jersey will be his.
So, despite a day of great teamwork from UAE, Visma ran out winners and the race was more or less done and dusted. Unfortunately, the presence of protests was again quickly evident, and with roads blocked, the stage had to be cancelled with just over 50 kilometres to go. Where there should have been a sprint finish and a cheer, there were batons, riot shields, sirens and chants. The most surreal ending to a Grand Tour in recent memory. Possibly ever. The final podium suffered the same fate as the centre of Madrid descended into chaos. A little later in the evening, however, riders, teams and a hotel car park ensured that there would be a moment of celebration at least for the prize winners. Now, think back to the first Grand Tour of the season, also won brilliantly by Visma Lease Bike with Simon Yates. One of the riders they beat to the title on that epic last mountain stage was young Isaac Del Toro, and the Mexican has clearly taken confidence from his Giro performance, albeit on a race programme that won't have grabbed the headlines. The UAE Emirates rider's been on a remarkable run since that stage win, spell in the Maglia Rosa, and podium performance in Italy. This week he won the Giro della Toscana, before securing another bit of success, his 10th since the end of the Giro D'Italia, when he was fastest to the line at the Coppa Sabatini, a race that moved the UAE Emirates season victory total to 83. At this point, they required just 2 more to equal the all-time record of 85 set by Team Colombia in 2009.
Whilst we're on the subject of UAE, think forward a couple of weeks, Rwanda, World Championships, and a situation that could develop potentially mouth-watering for fans watching on. Ayuso, Pogačar and Del Toro potentially fighting it out for the rainbow jersey. Not inconceivable, is it?
The one-day races in Canada saw Tadej Pogačar return to racing for the first time since the Tour de France. The Slovenian was one of many getting ready for the upcoming World Championships, where the rainbow jersey wearer will attempt to defend his title. In Quebec, the world champion moved on the penultimate lap of the race as the race came to life. But with teammate Pavel Sivakov already in a group up front, he decided to sit on behind. Waiting in the move since its genesis 80 kilometres from the finish was Julien Alaphilippe, and when it came to the final climb to the line, the Frenchman did his thing. A first win with his new Tudor team, and form found with a fortnight to go until the Worlds. On Sunday in Montreal, venue for the World Championships next year, UAE began the race knowing that after another Del Toro win earlier in the day at Trofeo Matteotti in Italy, they could equal the team win record. And of course, they weren't going to let that slip, were they? Dominating the race, they had Brandon McNulty up front when Pogačar bridged across. The pair then rode away and finished 1-2, with the American getting a huge win next to the world number one. UAE Emirates XRG end the week as joint record holders, with several weeks of the season still left to take the title outright. Another bumper week of racing comes to an end, and with it the Grand Tour season. But we've got the Worlds to come, and you can catch the start of them at the weekend on TNT Sports and Discovery+. It all begins with the time trials. Before then, and building up to the Worlds, thinking more of the road races, the Tour of Luxembourg will be on across our platforms this week. And make sure you sign up to the TNT Sports Cycling YouTube channel for all the very latest from the world of professional cycling. I'll be back next Monday to review the time trial at the Worlds. Until then, from the Gruppetto, thanks for joining us. Goodbye.
Buenos dias, or for the first few days, buongiorno. 21 opportunities to go out and race.
Winning is always a nice feeling, and definitely when there's a reward like a jersey.
And Jonas Vingegaard celebrates. David Gaudu wins the stage and beats mighty Mads P. Turner's there, he's challenging, he might beat them, he has beat them, oh my word!
It's the lesson for everyone, that never give up and always believe you can win.
It has been an electric performance from UAE.
To be able to win in front of my son with my wife, it's unbelievable.
He will be just the third man from his nation to pull on the red jersey. It's victory for Jasper Philipsen. Jonas Vingegaard is on his way to stage win number 2 of this Vuelta. Pidcock is dropping Vingegaard. Take a look at this. Back to back to back to back. Incredible. Mars Pedersen finally gets his stage win. A new Grand Tour stage winning star is born.
Asked for permission to buzz the tower, and he got it.
Jasper Philipsen does it for the third time at this Vuelta. One final look, and Jonas Vingegaard finishes the job. The red jersey will be his.